I installed this peel and stick wallpaper from Amazon, and here's how it turned out. I used this measure/leveler. I use this utility knife, but girl, you can use a sharp eyebrow archer. My shower squeegee and the rusty drywall knife was optional. And if you're a shorty like me, you're gonna need a chair, step stool, or a ladder. Now let's get started. Welcome to DIY Confessions. I'm your DIY bestie, Steph, and I created this space to document my not-so-cookie-cutter experiences when embarking on DIY projects. In today's video, I'm doing a DIY accent wall in the smallest room of my home. Yes, the bathroom. Now, after searching Amazon, I came across this wallpaper by Roommates. I picked up 2 of their black Dream Big script peel and stick wallpaper. This wallpaper didn't come with a grid on the back to help keep everything straight. Using my level, I created lines on the back of the wall and at the top of the wallpaper. This system allowed me to ensure everything was straight and leveled. Now, the last thing that I wanted in my bathroom was some crooked, uneven words traveling lopsided up the wall. Yes, the message on the wallpaper is motivational, but it being lopsided was going to drive me crazy. Now, this is my first time installing wallpaper, and I had no clue what to expect. For the first few minutes, I found myself staring at the wall wondering if I should start from left to right or from right to left. When attempting to start from the left, it just felt so wrong. So I started somewhere from the middle. Working from the center allowed more flexibility because I was able to use the lines I created on the wall as a guideline. Once everything was lined up straight and leveled, I was good to go. From there, I worked my way outwards. Now, whether this method is right or wrong, it's the method that worked for me. My end goal was to get everything straight and finished. But to be honest, before this peel and stick project, I had never seen a video or watched a tutorial on installing wallpaper. All I did was Google the tools needed and went from there. Because how hard could this be, right? Wrong. Y'all, I'm not gonna lie. This project started to get the best of me. What I thought would be 30 minutes to an hour tops turned out to be more than 4 hours. I got frustrated and started feeling defeated by wallpaper. Defeated by some paper, y'all. I ran into some difficulties that I didn't quite prepare myself for in the beginning. And those air bubbles, they were air bubbling. I was just about to lose it. I had to consistently smooth it with my hand, then smooth it with the squeegee, smooth it with my hands, and back with the squeegee. And just when it was looking good, the air bubbles came back. But once that first strip was up and looking good, the vision started to come to life. The excitement was there, but it didn't last long. The line I created as a guideline was showing through the wallpaper. Now, because I used pencil, I just went in and erased the line. Easy fix since it was the first strip. And this really didn't consume too much time. The frustration started when putting on the second strip to the right. The lettering at the end of the first strip would not line up with the letters on the second strip. I thought I did something wrong. So I peeled it off and started over, thinking that if I reconstructed it, it would be better. All it really needed was a little finesse and some patience. This frustration alone left me taking more frequent and longer breaks. I'm just glad that the wallpaper was more flexible than me, because if it wasn't, that second roll would have been returned as soon as the closest Amazon return center opened. When I realized I had been working on this project for more than 4 hours, something had to change. I had to let go of what I deemed as perfect, and I just trust the process. I trust that it will turn out better than I would expect. If any slip-ups arrive, I will know exactly how to handle it, and to be as forgiving as this wallpaper. The message on the wallpaper started to rub off on me. It reminded me why I chose this wallpaper. The bathroom is a place to relieve yourself, and that can come in many forms. The most common being a number 1, 2 shower or bath. But let's not forget about those prep talks, the affirmations, the silent cries. And if you're like me, you can hold an entire concert And even though the letters weren't lining up right here, I had to trust that I'll figure it out because that's what I do. That's when I decided to stop watching the clock and give it my all and just enjoy every bit of the process. Nothing's more inspiring than motivational quotes staring at you when you're having a meltdown or when that self-doubt starts to creep in. And when entering this space after those much-needed breaks, I looked at all the positivity and motivation that was staring back at me. This reminded me to do what I love to do, create more of my own sunshine, don't quit on my dream, dream big, smile often, never stop learning, and good vibes only. That's the motivation I needed to finish this project. You see, for most people, the bathroom is the first place they go when they wake up and the last place they visit before going to bed. And for some of us, we're in and out through all hours of the night. This small space where most will come to break down in whatever form or fashion that may be, I want my guests and myself to come out inspired to live the life they desire and not feeling like all hope is lost. Sometimes we just need that reminder. Let's get into what I would do differently. First, I will start directly from the center of the wall. I started somewhere in the middle, but not directly in the center. And this would have saved me the trouble that I experienced on the left-hand side where I had smaller cuts. Another thing I would do differently would be to better prep. Now, a clean, dry, flat surface would have made all the difference. Now, don't get me wrong, I did clean the walls, but my surface was not entirely flat. I started with this DIY accent wall I did a few years back. And while it was done with paint and painter's tape, there were some ridges that left the surface a little uneven. And even though I sand and clean the walls, I could still feel those ridges a little bit, and I really didn't trip off of it, but the walls being completely flat and smooth would have made a world of a difference. And last but not least, I will not be stingy with the wallpaper. Knowing this was my first time working with wallpaper, I was a smart girl, so I purchased more than enough. But my budget mind frame was more focused on not being wasteful. So in this corner, I struggled with these little weird pieces that eventually I had to go back in and redo. Now, did it work out and look good? Yes. Did it take up extra time? You bet it did. And did I have to use that second roll? Absolutely. So if you have any extra rolls and need to use them, use them. Let's talk about some of the pros and the cons. Well, I guess I pretty much just did that. If you found this video interesting or helpful, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. It's free, and why not? If you like the video, then like the video. Don't forget to hit that like button. If you're looking for some inspiration, go ahead and watch one of my other videos. I hope to inspire you, and I hope that when you start your next project, you'll go in fearless. You got this. Get it done.